Hi, this is Nick Tierce, and you're listening to Inspirado Projecto.
Wowzers, today is February 23rd. This is the date that I left Chicago, 2000. Remember, I wanted to come out here after the Y2K shenanigans, if that ever was actually a real thing. So, yeah, after Y2K, I was like, I'll go out to California after Y2K and after the turn of the new millennium. I didn't know if the year 2000 would become an excuse for people to, go crazy and burn stuff and loot things. Like, I'm getting flashbacks right now of like when the Bulls, when the Bulls would win in Chicago. When the Bulls would win, they would tip cars over, set cars on fire. It was like such a strange way to celebrate. You think you only do that stuff when you're angry. But no, this is how they celebrated. So, if that was any indicator as to what could have possibly happened at the turn of the millennium, I wanted to make sure that I gave it a little bit of time to kind of suss out the sitch. And then I felt it was safe enough, February 23rd. February 23rd also in Twin Peaks lore. February 23rd is the day that Laura Palmer either died or disappeared. If you see Twin Peaks The Return, which is season 3, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm heading up to the bank right now. I'm going to grab a roll of quarters. The time is now 8:38. The bank isn't going to be open. It's only 8:38 a.m. 8:39 now. What? I woke up early. Okay, while I'm out, what can I do? What can I do? Huh? What am I gonna do? I'm out. Oh, there he is. Hey! Wonder if that's my raven friend. Hey! Hi there! Hey there! Wonder if that's my raven buddy from up on my balcony. There's a raven right there hanging out on the telephone pole. Oh my gosh. You hear that guy? Hello. 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 I wonder if that's the same one. Wow, that would be so intriguing. It'd be so intriguing if that was the same raven. Huh. I need to watch, see if maybe this little fella is going to follow me back. All right, 8:38. All right, I guess what this means then is that I can have some breakfast. I've been making these delicious smoothies. I get frozen fruits. And I think this has like grape straws, maybe some mango. But I'll put a banana. I put this is what goes into the, what are they called? Magic bullet? So I put one banana in there. I get a big old dollop of peanut butter on the, on a knife. Put that in there. I fill up as much as I can with the frozen fruits. Then I what do we got? Oh, then I put in like just a little hint of this vegan creamer, coffee creamer, which tastes like crème brûlée, monsieur, crème brûlée. Quelle heure est-il? Il est crème brûlée. Put a little of that in there. Then I have some coconut milk, if you could call it that. Coconut milk. Pour that in there until it fills to the top. And I blend that baby up, and boy, oh boy, does that taste good. Ooh, so good. So I think I'm gonna make, I'm gonna cook up one of those vegan patties, chicken one. Then I'll cook up some of those frozen vegan pizza rolls. Then cook those up. Then holy shit. Uh-oh. Someone dropped their card here. Okay, wow, that's interesting. So someone dropped their card on the ground. Melanie Smith. Huh. I'm thinking about calling up Wells Fargo to let them know that I have this person's card. I wish there was a way that I could get a hold of this person. Oh boy, who knows what direction this person went in. Melanie Smith, this is one of my missions before going off to see. We got Yächtley Crëw. We got a show tomorrow in Roseville, which is like up near San Francisco. So we're leaving today at like 2 p.m. from Sailor Hawkins' house out in Simi Valley. We're all piling into the land yacht and gonna go on a trip to up to the Roseville area. Then we got that show, and then the day after that, we're heading over to the big one, Morro Bay, possibly for 2 nights, possibly. We shall see. But that's possibly 2 nights. And got some TikTok friends who live up in that area. I'm gonna see if I can meet them for the first time and if they can see the band for the first time. Boy, it smells great in here. You know, this Melanie Smith, gotta find out where she lives. She's gotta live close by. It's crazy because I started just carrying my card, my ID, my driver's license, and I've just been only carrying my driver's license and my debit card. That's what I've been up to lately. And sometimes I've noticed as I'm taking my keys out of my pocket, bam, I'll drop my card. And so this might be the only card that this woman, Melanie Smith, has. At what point will she realize that she lost her card? Did she lose it today? Did she lose it yesterday? So I'm going to put on my sleuthing hat, figure this out, eat something, go back to see, because now you can't just simply go up to the grocery store and they won't give you quarters. They're like, oh, there's a quarter shortage. What? No, there's no way. People are always exchanging change. Quarter shortage, change shortage. They're like, oh, go to the bank. So I go to the bank now, so I got to get my quarters at the bank. Wow, Melanie Smith, I'm going to find you. More updates on Melanie Smith and the ever-elusive debit card later. later. I'll tell you more about that later. Thanks for listening to Inspirado Projecto.
Curt, it is Maria from Strong Body, Strong Soul. And I just wanted to thank you so very much for agreeing to be a moderator on that gigantic Facebook group for podcasters, Podcast Promotion Community. Those three terms are so essential. It's a group of podcasters that are creating a promotion space and a community so that all of Facebook can see our posts. The whole idea is to get everybody's shows more visibility. And Curt, I know you are so busy, and I appreciate any energy you put over there. I just wanted to give a shout out, a message here to invite your listeners. If anybody is interested in joining, they are welcome. Podcast creators, listeners, so that you can interact with podcasters if you're thinking about starting a podcast or if you just like to listen. Also, interviewees are in there from around the world. It's amazing.
Maria is such a bright light, and it makes so much sense that she's in charge of that podcasting Facebook group. It's a joy to meet up with other podcasters who are out there doing what inspires them to do what they do. And there's no right or wrong answer in how to make a podcast, just like there's no right or wrong answer on how to make a piece of art. So you got the Jackson Pollocks of the world, and then you got the Salvador Dali's of the world, and then you got the Rembrandts of the world, and so on and so, the Andy Warhols of the world, the so on and so forth. So there's no wrong way to go about doing it. So I would say if you're a podcaster, check out the Facebook group, meet up with some podcasters. Heck, maybe you'd each like to be guests on each other's shows. That's awesome, since you both like talking. Become friends on there. So, and also, you know what, check out Maria Humphreys' podcast, Strong Body, Strong Soul. She has a lot of meditations. She's like a multimedia master. She's everywhere. So, yeah, check her out. I think it'll help you calibrate those high vibrations. Here comes the sun, little darling. Here comes that sun, little darling. Uh-oh, there goes that sun, little darling. There goes that sun, a little darling. Oh, look at it. Hey, there he is. I loves it. There he is. Look at him. Look at him.
You've really captivated him, Pauly.
You've really captivated him.
I've been hijacked.
I loves it. So we are here on our way to Roseville during our trip. Only 6 hours left to go. We thought it was 6 hours from Simi Valley, but turns out it's a little bit longer.
It's a little bit longer.
Little bit cold.
It's a little bit colder.
Cold.
It's a little bit colder.
That's why you guys aren't our opening act.
I know.
It's a tittle
Wait.
bit. It's a titillating. It's a tittle bit
Wait,
cold.
did they move the van? Did they move the van over to Burrito Lalo?
Yeah, Lalo.
Oh, there it is.
Lalo Schifrin.
All right, then I'm gonna grab a drink over here. And I will say it's all right. Ba-da-da-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. So we just got back from Habit. I just had the vegetable burger. And the other guys went off to this burrito place, which is where they just took the van. However, I'm going back to the gas station where those guys were at so I can get something to drink. So, let's see. What do we got? All right. We got a coffee machine. Okay. All right, sussing out the sitch. Uh-oh, they have turbo mocha. What does that mean? What does that mean, turbo mocha? Oh my God. Should I get a turbo mocha? What do I do in this situation? What do I do? You are with me here in the gas station now, so we'll hear what kind of things happen. So what kind of things happening here. Hello. Gonna get that.
Well, that's not true because I have the phone call recorded on my end where I had talked to her and let her know. It says the date, the time, and everything. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Cool. Thank you. Take care. Ooh, it's starting to get cold out here. So I might open up my backpack, put on another shirt. See, it's only when we're outside, though. You see, when I'm in when I'm inside, it's no big deal. But when I'm outside, it's a little bit cold. It's interesting because usually what I've been noticing lately is that, well, this is something I've dealt with for a long time, ever since I was a little kid. There's just a certain way. I mean, it could be a warm day, but if just a certain way that the wind cuts across, it could get my skin in such a way where I just start shivering. Does this happen to you? Does this happen to you? Do you start shivering too? Uncontrollably. Like you're frozen. Like you're frozen. This happens to my dad and I. And I can usually feel those chills just like way over there on the horizon. Like they're just right out there on the outskirts. And if I don't get to a warm blanket, sweatshirt, cup of coffee, a warm faucet, so to speak, I'm going to be shivering. You know, like when people clack their teeth? They're clacking their teeth because they're so cold. That's the kind of stuff that we're dealing with. Anyway, more on this later. Today is February 24th. The time is 9:04 a.m. We're supposed to meet in the lobby of this Best Western at 10 a.m. I just had what one might consider a continental breakfast. English muffins, peanut butter and jelly. What else? Coffee. Yeah. So I'm heading back to the room right now. We're staying in 219. 9 plus 1, 10, 11, 12. That's 13. That's 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. Yes. 3, 6, 9, baby. So I'm about to do the transformative shifting cube. So I've got a little bit of time here. And I can't wait to jumpstart my synchronicities. We're out in Roseville. That's where we're playing tonight. And we stopped at a little bar last night. It was just very fun. Very fun. There we go. Okay, I will talk to you later. I'm going to do this exercise, and we'll talk more later. Thanks for following along. Inspirado Projecto. The time is now 11:30 a.m. Pauly and I just got done. Right now it's February 24th, and we're playing tonight at the Goldfields.
Goldfields Traders Company or something.
So this place that we just went to today, it's called Chubby's. And it's a very Mel's Diner kind of vibe, it has little hints of Twin Peaks in there. And it was interesting too because the way that we all sat up at the counter at the bar, but the way that it swooped around to the side reminded me of the Nighthawks at the Diner by Edward Hopper.
Of the band.
And then it reminded me of the parody of that, of the Nighthawks at the Diner, but this time they have, that parody where it's Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Elvis, and what I didn't realize was up on the wall, sure enough, right up on the wall, were those icons on the wall. Yet that painting was not up there. Is someone playing violin out in the middle of the place?
Come here. Okay, I have a theory, because there's a guy...
Yeah, there's a dude playing a violin.
Yes, there's a dude in Simi Valley that does the same thing. It sounds like he's playing the violin, but if you watch his bowing,
No.
you can tell he's not going through the speakers.
Way.
He's not actually playing.
No.
It's a recording of a dude playing the violin.
Are you serious?
He's not actually playing the violin.
So he's pretending. No. Oh,
See?
shit,
See?
you're right. Oh my God, you're right. Oh my God, that is so interesting.
See, look.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's smart, huh? Dude, you pointed that out.
He's not actually playing the violin. It's just a recording.
Dude.
And he's totally faking it.
Look at him. Wow, so interesting. Wow, dude.
He's trying to fake out the whole
oh
world.
Oh my gosh.
He's a liar.
That's a
and
magic
thief.
trick. That's a magic trick right there.
Okay, or you can see it as magic for sure.
Well, that's like illusion. It is
It's like me
it is
standing out with
thievery.
the saxophone,
It is
like
thievery.
playing John Coltrane and going,
Yeah.
my fingers.
Right. And and actually not blowing any air through the hole. It's just like,
Right.
wow, that's interesting.
Okay.
Wow, dude. So that's crazy. You saw that. Look at, here comes Matthew McDonald. What is it?
I know that guy. I know that guy. Well, we should cross there, or we can cross over there. We'll cross over there.
Where are you going? You going to Chubby's?
Yeah, I heard it was good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's delicious. Wow. Wow, dude. So that's so interesting that you came across that revelation out there, and then just now we saw that happening. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Trader Joe's. I don't know why Trader Joe's
my
is a
gosh.
common place for those guys to hang out at.
Wow.
Maybe it's because they don't have any zoning laws, or they won't kick them out,
Oh.
or they're just like they let them be. But yeah, they've got a dude in the Simi Valley Trader Joe's
Wow.
that does the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting.
And the first time I saw him, I thought he was actually legit playing because I didn't stop to
Dude.
watch. But,
Yeah.
you know.
What's crazy because now that I think about it, there was a guy in a Target parking lot when I was with Jenny with Pebbles. We were out near this
Pebble Shores, shout out.
Pebble Shores. We were out at this Target and there was a guy out there doing that. So now I'm having flashbacks of it, wondering, I bet you that's what was going on.
So this Nighthawks night.
Yeah, so it
Hawks
was really
Diner.
cool that they happen to have those three subjects that are in the parody version of Nighthawks of the Diner, and then also it felt like that, the way that it was curved and everything. But that was a really, really delicious French toast.
Yeah, the food was good. The service was excellent. The people were super nice.
Yes.
Like home. It felt like a family restaurant.
Yeah.
Like the people behind the counter, that the family was running the restaurant. It felt
Yeah.
like, it seemed like they were like a mother and daughter and
Yeah.
grandma
It did seem that way.
running. I don't know if the relative was cooking in the kitchen, but it was very good. It was great for diner food. It was very good. Not too greasy, not overly spiced, but it was nice. I don't know how they must have got. The guys Chaz or whoever looked it up must have found it through like a Yelp review or something. Must have got good reviews. Oh, this is not good. Soiled linens.
Uh-oh.
In the middle of the road.
Uh-oh.
You'll never know what you'll find in Roseville, California.
Okay. There's some more clothes just strewn about the flowers. It is a flower bed, so
yes,
they've laid the clothes on the bed.
They've laid the soiled sheets on the
soiled
bed.
sheets on a flowered bed.
A bed of flowers. No, they made our bed for us. We can just take a nap right here.
That's it. Someone probably does sleep there.
So Goldfield, that's where we're playing tonight. I looked it up.
Yes.
Goldfield. And Thursday, February 24th, 7 o'clock, all ages, 2, 3.
Oh, it is all ages. Oh, wow.
Oh, like I just got the word. 495 tickets sold tonight.
Whoa.
Not bad for an out-of-town band.
Wow.
On a Thursday night.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow.
We're here to say we're gonna play. Our band is gonna slay. On the stage tonight at Goldfields. Everybody come, yeah.
And then tomorrow's in Morro.
To Morro Bay. All right, we got the green man going like this.
I like that place. It's the Siren.
Me too.
I love it. I love the vibe out there.
Yeah. Although I met people that grew up in Morro or lived in Morro Bay for a while, and they said it wasn't all that peachy. They said it was like boring to live in.
Really?
Which I can see. Like it's a really small town.
You know, it's interesting because it always seems to be that way.
Lot to do there.
It seems to be that way. Like, there's this. So, do you know who Ernest? I think his name is Ernest Nightingale. You know,
Yes. Yeah. Actor or author?
He was an author, but he had a series of, I guess you'd call motivational books. He was talking about the idea of, thoughts become things. He was big into the law of attraction type stuff long ago, and he was talking about the analogy of the I think it was called Fields of Diamonds or something, and it was about this farmer who had all this land, and he had heard that there was this, like, I don't know, all these, or maybe it was gold or something, fields of gold or something. So this farmer decides, he hears about the gold rush in all these places, so he's just constantly trying to chase this gold, going out, spending all this money, going to all these places trying to find this gold, and he ends up dying, and the person who buys his property happens to be walking along this lake that's out on the property, and they start seeing something glistening in the water. Well, it turns out that there was gold on the land that whole time, and the farmer didn't even realize it.
Wow.
So basically it's an analogy for looking at what we do have as gold, as something that's valuable, and diving deeper into that and going, look, it's not outside of yourself. You already got it. It's just you have to view the beauty of that, uniqueness, so to speak. And it's just really interesting when you kind of think about that. When you think about that stuff, because it reminds me of how Morro Bay, it's like when you're living in a specific area. I remember, growing up out in Chicago, I went to the museums every once in a while, but now I wish I would have looked at those museums a lot more. Yeah. I live in Los Angeles, which has all these awesome museums. Well, why don't I look at these museums more often? The museums that are so plentiful where I live in Los Angeles, like tourists come from all over the world to go check those things out.
I think it also has to do with setting aside the time. Because when you go to those places, it's a destination. You've already taken your time off work. You've already set aside all your normal day-to-day plans. Like you've set aside and cleared your schedule to do these things. You just have to travel there. But you can do the same thing. I guess it's the same premise as a staycation, right? You put aside your normal day-to-day to work. Don't go to work, take your time off work, but go explore where you live. Get to know, I remember traveling too when I was traveling in Europe, and I stay with a family and I'd tell them about all the places I was, it was an exchange program or something, and all the places I went to see, and they'd be like, oh wow, that's my own backyard, and I haven't been there, or I've never been there since I was a kid.
Wow.
It's the same thing, like, I guess it's just saving the time.
And well, it's also like
do it.
Having that grateful attitude and that appreciation, to circle this back around to Morro Bay. I think what's so neat about it for us is it's such a novel thing because it's so quiet, because there's nothing going on. It's like, ooh, look at this place. But, yet those who grew up there, they're probably thinking, what the heck is so special about this? There's nothing going on. But you're looking at it going, yeah, that's what's so cool about this place. There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
Like it's just calm out here. So it's so interesting. It's kind of reminds me of that phrase. Was it there? Didn't Bugs Bunny say he's like, it's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there?
Yes.
I think he was talking about like a place that was
that Bugs Bunny, really?
He's like, it's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. I think he was talking about like a place that was like just filled with snow or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's a novel concept. People are like, oh, I love the snow. Oh, did you grow up in the snow? No, but I love the snow. Aha. So to you, it's a novelty.
Yeah.
To you, I can get it. I get it. But like when you grow up out there, it's a different story. But yeah, it's interesting when you think about that, all about the different perspectives and just looking at what you do have and moving forward with that. Like I'm thinking more and more about, because now Spotify allows certain creators, I had the early access to be able to do this, and I already did it once. I can upload video to Spotify now. So if people are watching it, that video will pop up, but then also transcribes the audio as a podcast. So I can actually have like a little show on Spotify, and I'm thinking of like making Inspirado Projecto more. I mean, yes, also a podcast, but a 1 hour sort of variety
Here, let me
show.
show you a secret passageway.
Yes.
Sorry, we're at the hotel now for the radio listeners. That's crazy. So you can.
I'm thinking of making it into like a variety show, but like a video thing.
I'm here for the beginning ground level of these ideas.
Yes.
I feel privileged.
Oh my gosh.
To be in on the think tank.
So I'm thinking, I can interview people through Skype or something.
Yeah.
And I can, divide up little things, and maybe I'll put some cartoon things in there or something, but just to like get that rocking and rolling. Because that's not something that's really out there right now that I've heard too many people utilizing is that service. And it's like, this is like the old west of this right now. It's just like when YouTube first came out and people are like, oh yeah, it's YouTube, and I want to, but they didn't realize, whoa, no, this is a way of connecting with all these people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that idea of like, okay, what do I have already? What can I move forward with? Because then I can get all these other guests that I've already had on the show who have friends who might want to be on the show. Maybe some sponsors. But then I get you on there. Maybe I record you playing some stuff. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk more later. Thanks for listening to Inspirado Projecto Acto. So I'm here with Peter Melton. My gosh, I met him during the Harmonic Convergence at the beginning of quarantine, which I think was a perfect, like the way that it all happened to coalesce together. So Peter, you were just telling me about how it all the different things that you were helping organize fit together. So what were those pieces that you ended up putting together like a big puzzle?
Yeah, so there's a program called Unity Earth that had done a series of different events, travel to sacred places, and have sacred events. And they were just getting to feel into the online story about it. It was more of go places and have sacred ceremonies and whatnot. And so as they were playing with the online stuff, then COVID hit. And then it was like, wow, we really got to do the online thing. Let's do this thing. It was called World Unity Week, which is now coming up to its third year in June. UnityEarth.com, or Unity.Earth, excuse me. And so I got involved with that through a friend, and it's like, oh man, this is beautiful new world, right, of this online symposium, basically. And you have room for everybody and anybody. And so it's just this smorgasbord of who can I bring in? Who do I know? What do I know? What do I want to do? And before I know it, I was helping with the youth program, the climate change program, the film festival, men's group, because I had lots of connections. And it's like, wow, all it takes is getting somebody on to say, yes, do a couple segments or do a bunch. Do what you want. It's an open canvas, right? And so part of that was another friend who knew that the Harmonic Convergence was happening right in there. I'm like, well, how do we make that tie in with that? And Mark Sims was running that whole thing, and And another buddy of mine was wanting to do, and we had just started a thing that says, well, if everyone's going to be on Zoom, why aren't we just on Zoom 24/7? And that was is the conversation.cc with Jamin Shively. And so I'd worked with Jamin in the climate world. So I brought him into the climate story, and he kind of said, I think we should do this full-time Zoom thing. And like, well, why don't we start, right? It was right after
So perfect.
but the way we started was, hey, we could start with the Convergence as our launch pad to the 24/7 idea of a Zoom that you could always go to. And so Mark and the gang there at the Harmonic Convergence thought it was a good idea to do this after party. It's like people are all
Such a
into it
brilliant
for
idea.
several hours and so hyped and there. Like when you're at a regular event, afterwards you go and you have dinner and you talk for 4 hours.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
all night until the thing starts again. And so we launched that idea to do an after party for these events where the everyday citizen watcher could then sit in a Zoom room and have a chance to
I loved it.
share what they were up to. And that's where I got to meet you in your Yächtley Crëw
Oh my
shirt.
God,
and
I
I'm
couldn't
like,
believe it.
hey, that's a Yächtley Crëw. You know those guys? Like, I'm freaking playing that band.
Yeah. And it turns out you knew Phil. And so how do you know Phil? How'd you
And
guys
so
meet each
Phil and I were buddies from another lifetime, 2005, I think it was, in Ashland, Oregon, where we were both drawn to spiritual hub, if you will, and author Neil Donald Walsh for a book called Conversations with God was based there. And I had been there for 5 years working with that program and helping young people explore spirituality in a very open way. And Phil came to town. He was moved by the books and by the program. So he started weaving in his way, and we connected, ended up I lived in the house behind him and his
Oh my
buddies.
God.
And we became great buddies in Ashland in 05, 6, 7, somewhere in that window. And just love sharing creativity with each other. I actually remember working with him in an apartment or a roomie out at a lady's house, and we were strumming on some of his songs from his album, Theory of Love, and his first album. And I enjoy helping to write stuff, and we were playing with ideas with some of the different songs. So Phil and I were what we called creative buddies, CB.
I love it.
Creative
So
buddies,
good.
and we'd support each other in our creativity as I was trying to be more of a writer and he was wanting to be a singer and songwriter and etc. And so then Phil moves down south to follow his dream, and the Yächtley Crëw begins. And I got to see you guys, it must be 4 years ago now, when you played in Canyon something down Ventura way or something. And,
Oh, yeah.
And been following you guys ever since and keeping in touch with Phil and a little bit with me and you, and just like, here's a chance. You're in my neck of the woods. I'm coming.
I'm so excited that you were able to make it out here. This is our first time being at the Goldfield, and so we're just so excited to be here to play for this whole new audience. And already we sold 550 tickets
Oh, my
at this place
goodness.
we've never even been to before.
Oh, because I wondered, how is that in new places where people don't really know, and how much does the message or the vibe of the music transfer to people going, I'm going to pay $20 or whatever it is to come and play? And so I had my own worry, right, as a promoter guy too. It's like, are they gonna fill it? Are they gonna have enough people to make this really vibe? Because I see your videos, and when it's sold out crowd, I mean, they feed on each other, and it's crazy.
Oh my gosh!
And I thought, I sure hope it's gonna be crazy here, because I want to be part of that crazy.
Oh, it's so fun. Now you were in a band. You showed me a clip of what's.
Yeah,
in
I'm
your
helping
band.
to promote a band called Nick Danger and the Lava Lounge. Actually, a really fun story. 3 of my classmates from the class of 80, we're all 59 or 60 years old, started getting back together through COVID. Was like, well, I'm going to play some music. Hey, you want to play some music? And then they put together a 5-piece with 3 guys from 80, 1 from 79, and 1 from 78.
Wow.
My hometown in Watsonville, California, and formed Nick Danger and the Lava Lounge. And I just thought that was the greatest thing. And I'm like, I want to help you get the word out. And
I love
so
it.
I stepped in as a promoter, helper guy. And then it's like, there's more you could do, or you want to come to the practice? And before I know it, I'm road manager, roadie, groupie,
my gosh, it's
promoter guy. And
incredible.
they've only played a few things, but now it's like, next thing we know, a friend of ours owns a hotel or runs a hotel in Monterey, and she's like, we should have you come out for one of our first Friday things.
My gosh.
And it's like, hey, I can book us some events and have some fun with this. And
Oh my gosh, that would be fantastic.
We're having some fun, just playing, right? Just playing with some old guys. Play once every couple of months.
When you showed me Secret Agent, man, it's like, oh, I love that song. It's just so great. It's always been one of my favorites.
It stirs up memories because they had a band called the Dwellers when we were in high school.
Cool.
And so a lot of the old high school guys coming back, and it's right around our 40-year reunion for our high school. So it's just perfectly reminiscing, and it's like, I remember those, and we're yearning for more of those fun rocky songs, but they've shifted a little bit, and they do more of the Warren Zevon and John Prine and Americana folk vibe, and I love that too. But it's different. It's not, it's not Twist and Shout and Beatles and Dancing and Stones and stuff that we did in high school, but it's beautiful. So
wow,
I'm trying to live the rock and roll dream here as a almost 60-year-old guy who.
I love it. It's never too old, man.
Never too old.
Look at Ozzy Osbourne still gets up on stage. And,
there you go.
Or
come to the party early, stay late, see what you can make happen.
That's right. So is the conversation.cc, is that still going?
Yep, they're still going. Now it doesn't go 24/7. But Jamin in particular and Marco and a few of the people have really kept it going, and they do a press conference program, and they've done a bunch of work with food and helping to feed the masses is one of the programs they launched, and still very serious into how do we save ourselves from this climate catastrophe that appears very real in our world, and can we be serious to have serious discussions around what's it going to take. And so I know they're working with a Harvard professor, Yächtley is his name, who has a program called the Mirror Reflection, MEER, where their vision is to put a bunch of mirrors up to reflect the sun back, right? It's like, we've got to do everything, reflect the sun back and see what we can put in the clouds and try to do some carbon capture and pretty much attempt to do everything we can to stop the snowball coming down the hill, or at least make it smaller.
So how did you first get into like the spirituality aspect of things?
Yeah.
What were some of those like keys where you go, what's that? Ooh, what's that?
Thanks. I remember in college I went to my first church out. I was raised Catholic and didn't relate, and in college I had a course that said you got to go to a church you've never been to, and I went to a New Thought church, a Science of Mind church that are now called the Centers for Spiritual Living, and it was an open spirituality where they talk about Deepak Chopra and talk about Buddha and Gandhis and Jesuses and everything. And so I remember going, wow, there's people who think different things. I was pretty naive in my freshman year of college. And it's like, wow. And that opened me up. And then I got involved with personal growth stuff, where started here in the Tony Robbinses of the world and older guys than that, Dennis Waitley and Wayne Dyers, and I got fascinated by the potential of who we are. And then that led to more spirituality, which led to this Conversations with God book that I read in 97 that just blew me open, that you could actually have a connection with a non-judgmental God that you could then not just hear, not just pray to, but communicate with. And
have you been using that method?
Oh, yeah. And so I've used that method for all these years now, since 97, but I also, that inspired my writing. And I've written some fables to help install that vibe. I'll give you one, too.
Have you printed
it? Yeah.
So have you got any of these like on Amazon and stuff?
I don't have them on Amazon. Just this past COVID helped push me over the edge on that, too, because I wrote a bunch 20 years ago, and I just didn't, push it through or dare to put it out that much. And COVID got me the courage to say, damn it, when are you going to do it? If not now, when?
Right.
Make the revisions you've been waiting 15 years to make. Print the damn book and give some out. And I sold some, but mostly just gifts. Just watch the creativity move. And I wrote a book called Waves of Oneness, and it's about two waves talking to each other.
Cool.
And because I remember that whole analogy of a drop of water in the ocean kind of thing, but I'm like, well, but if a wave took on human consciousness, then it could think that it's just a wave. Wink, wink, right? Just like us.
Right,
Thinking we're these individual waves of the cosmic juice, call it what you like. And so these waves talk to each other and have a delightful little experience.
Wow.
And so that's fun. And I also wrote a Christmas fable that I also released this year, which was a young boy's quest, similar to the Conversation with God book, where a 58-year-old man said, what's going on, God? How do I make sense of this? For me, I translated that into a teenage boy saying, well, what do I want for Christmas? What I want for Christmas is to understand what's going on with this whole Santa Claus and God thing. And so the Christmas book is called The Christmas Presents, Santa, God, and Me.
Wow.
And so what the boy wishes for is to have a conversation with God and Santa at the same time in his room. And he gets his wish, and he has this amazing conversation where he comes to realize, oh my God, how do these guys tie together? And isn't that odd, the synchronicities between the two characters of the Christian white-bearded God, and it's fascinating.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, you can. So if you go to kdp.amazon.com, because I've self-published some things through there.
Yeah.
You can actually, paperback versions, but also just Kindles.
Yeah.
So even if you just got it up there, just so because there's one where you can do it where anyone who's, I don't know, I guess there's a subscription to Kindles or something. So if you're part of that subscription, they can read other Kindles, and if you had yours out there, it would amplify the amount of people.
It's right
who
on that
it.
list of, okay, here's my next step, right? And I've had the joy now of printing the Waves book and sharing it, printing the Christmas book and sharing it, and then I just did just a digital share of a Valentine's fable.
Oh, cool.
Rose and the Secret of the Valentine Angel, where that's all about self-love. And Valentine's as a self-love expression as opposed to a romantic love expression. And that's just now, I'm just having so much fun sharing these. That coming up next, I have an Easter fable. I already have a Halloween video that I have had released before, actually way back when Phil and I were together.
Oh, that's great.
I released the Halloween video, and a golf fable to try to make sense of golf, and just a variety of silliness that's moved through that now is 20 years later mostly. It's time to share and for me to say, okay, what do I have to write now? Because all this stuff is literally just some revision of stuff I wrote 20 and 25 years ago. Wow.
But it's great, too, to think that, a lot of times I think, artists or writers or something will get caught up in this idea of, this thing is old, but it's old to them because they're so familiar with it, but it's brand new to someone else who's never even seen it before.
Exactly.
So the fact that you were able to look at those as these golden nuggets and go, okay, let's polish these off a little bit, let's get them out there in the world.
That they still hold. I haven't really let that sunk in. That I wrote this as a very young writer guy in 1998 or something, and this is still good. And that whole artist journey of, is this any good or not? And then you get a letter from somebody. I got a letter from a buddy about my Valentine's story. He goes, you would not believe how absolutely perfect this was for me at this time in my life. I can't believe that you wrote this 25 years ago.
Wow.
And I cried, and he cried, and I cried, and it was like, I guess it's okay, right? I guess it's touching people that we are more transformative than we think we are. And that's part of the artist's journey is to own that for themselves and continue to share and build that confidence that, while it's nice to get the feedback, that it's not mandatory, that just sharing it moves it how it needs to move.
That authenticity is really where it's at.
You may never know who it touches or where it touches or who they then send it to, who ends up whatever, shifting their world.
You have no idea. That's the cool thing. And it's I always imagine those as beacons, to be able to go, boo, 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 who's hearing the message, who's on that frequency. And then those who are picking up that frequency, you're like, I see you, it's hello, Starseed, hello, fellow star family.
To know ourselves, that's my favorite self-mantra, is I want to know myself beyond my humanity, right? And this is where my work is now regarding how do we deal with the climate situation, but how do we deal with this new scientific understandings that we clearly are so much more than just these little waves, right? That we are the whole ocean expressing, we are the cosmos expressing. And can we own that for ourselves? Can I live from that place that doesn't just operate off of Peter's trying to figure life out here one moment at a time and damn it, I got a parking ticket. Right. But from that place of just the majesty of who we are. And really own that, and then you get into the cosmic stuff and what else exists out there in the billions of galaxies and who knows how many dimensions or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It's clearly we have made ourselves so solar system centric and Earth centric and human centric and now centric. We're looking through a peephole out the hotel room.
I know what you mean. It's like we're waiting for those mysterious scientists to find whatever they're finding in these limited scoped devices. It's like they weren't able to see that tiny until that thing was invented. Yet that thing always existed. Right. And it's like, please, when are you gonna see me? Oh, good, you finally invented the thing. See, I can see you see me now. So it's interesting because it's like, okay, there's always we would never be able to have thermal vision or night vision unless that device was created to know that kind of thing is existing. So it's always interesting to me thinking okay, what's lying outside of what our human perspectives are able to see right now, and then allowing space and room for that to kind of work through us. oh, it's just amazing. So then you're like, okay, let me get out of the way. What do you want to say about this? You know, and it's like, and then you're on the ride with it, right?
Right.
And it feels so good because then you're just channeling it. I'm sure just like with these fables, you just basically
just moves through.
and it just went through.
This isn't. I don't even know this is me. But then I had the same thing. I have to own that that's me too, right? The magic that moves through, and the song that I wrote me, or whatever, the book that it just wrote through me, and it's like, but that's still me. That's that, and the magic was me too. That, and my latest line, I'm the magic of the universe, cleverly disguised as Peter.
I love that.
To help me own that.
I love that.
I'm not Peter. I'm 14 billion years of this tiny little known universe.
Yeah.
Swirling, mixing, and everything it took to get to right here, right now, talking to Curt on the sidewalk at Roseville in front of Goldfield about to listen to Yächtley Crëw, is this cosmic movement just urging into its next moment, and I am the universe going, whoa!
Yeah.
I got eyes and hands and this perspective, and I can sense that perspective, and there goes that guy, and oh my God, trees and butterfly, and that we are the cosmos checking itself out and going, wow.
Oh yeah, and just the fact that this interaction is happening is, to me, the exact same thing as winning the lottery. The exact same thing as it being the sperm that makes it to the egg. You know, it's the exact same thing, because as you were saying, a whole series of decisions had to be made along the way, which were, let me just say, it had to be, you know, if I look back on all those decisions that were made that led me here, it was always because I followed my heart, because I followed my intuition. And look at this beautiful gift, the beautiful payoff that happens, because we're like, oh, okay, let's just go this way. My heart is telling me go this way. And all of a sudden, all those decisions that were made, they all had to line up in just a particular way in order for this to happen now. What if I decide not to go to the Harmonic Convergence online? What if you decide not to help out with it? What if you're like, oh gosh, this is just way too much. There's no way I could put this all together. What if you never followed your heart and you never would have met Phil? And what if Phil never joined the band? What if I never joined? I mean, so many little things, you know?
That's it. Almost time for rehearsal there.
I think they're starting to get this Pauly Shores.
I
met Peter,
know the
yeah.
You
Pauly.
met Peter.
I saw
We
that.
chatted. I was in earlier.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah. So you guys know each
I met
other
him
how?
through the Harmonic Convergence during
no way.
Yeah, during quarantine.
He had a Yächtley Crëw shirt on, and I'm like, hey, what's that? What are you doing with that Yächtley Crëw shirt on? He's like, I'm in the band. I'm like, my buddy Phil's the singer. And he's like,
No way. Wow.
Beautiful synchronicity
That's
right here.
so crazy.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize that was the connection.
That was a connection with Curt, and then the connection with Phil
Oh my
was a
God.
whole different thing. But
You know, you're always geeking out with the synchronicities and all the stuff that
Where was that held? Where was that Harmonic
it was online
Convergence? Oh, it was.
it was
Okay.
online during the quarantine.
during quarantine.
Yeah.
End of June.
And the experiment
2000.
worked. It worked. There were tons of examples of people saying that they
So
actually saw
many.
UFOs where they're at. And that was the interesting thing. I think it was March or whatever. I think it was March. It turns out that March was the month, in the reports by MUFON, they said in March it was the most UFO sightings they had seen all year. And it's like, aha, that's because we were all putting out the intention
Watching and
all
believing.
throughout that whole week, from the morning until night, 11 a.m., 11 p.m., all day long, high vibrations. Wonderful conversations. There were these Zoom calls, actually conversation.cc. What's the schedule on that like?
You know, I have been away from it a little bit now, but I think they're there almost every day.
Wow,
for some
that's
chunk
great.
of time. A guy from the East Coast and a guy from the West Coast, and they're still playing it. So the conversation.cc and can be involved in trying to untangle the mysteries that we created for ourselves.
And it's phenomenal because it's all on Zoom. So people who are like-minded people, you know, people who probably like, oh, my friends and family think I'm crazy because I've had these extraterrestrial dreams. Right. But these people I feel safe in sharing this with, because now all of a sudden that's going to spark an idea in this person's brain. Yeah. It was just really cool. It's just such a great, you know, totally a convergence of all these different people. You got clairvoyance in there. You got people who can remote view. I met this woman named Deidre who can quantum jump, reality transurfing. She knows by Vadim Zeland. She knows how to do that. I mean, it's like, whoa, this is the super team right here. It was great.
Awesome.
Well, I'm so glad that you came out, man.
Oh man, this is beautiful for me.
Yeah, let's see if we can get in there.
So what are some places that people can find you, Peter, online? What are you know, if
Well,
there's
my
anything that
little,
you want people to look?
Yeah, so I have a
look towards.
website that I need to update badly, but it's petermelton.com, Melton. That's really that's the place I'm at where
they
you
find
can
your
access
fables?
my stuff, and my fables are on there, and work I've done in climate change and work I've done being silly around the world and seeing what kind of stuff I can get into in spirituality and unity and peace and Burger King commercials from 1986. You never know what you'll find on my website. I
Peter Melton, the intergalactic clown.
There you go. The cosmic jester.
The cosmic jester. Oh my
And
God.
Billy D.
Here he is. Look at this guy.
Projecto. Hey.
I love it. I love it.
Good to see you, bro.
Oh man.
How you been? Wait, before we forget, we need to snap a pic. Curt, get in
Let's
here.
get it. Let's get the pick. Pick it up.
When
I
is
loves
last
it, I
time
loves
you
it.
talked to the Walshes, the Walsh kiddos.
I keep in touch with Nick a little bit.
Yeah.
And was it a year? During COVID, I was up there and we played cards one night.
Nice.
And all of them at
We just saw him
Tierce's
like
house.
last
Yeah,
week.
I
So
saw that.
that was great. So we need to do a sound check, guys.
Yes.
I came out to pull him in, and then we'll grab some.
Yes.
It's so
all
good
right,
seeing
I'll
you,
watch
man.
your sound check.
Inspirado, what do you want for Christmas? Any technology like the Raspberry Pi 400 that's in a keyboard case? Or do you want the handheld Super Mario Brothers game? Or do you want any of the mini arcade games that are out these days? I've been playing Pac-Man and Galaga on my mini arcade, and I've got some dreams of 80s arcades. And I'm excited for the anniversary of Nintendo Super Mario Brothers. So I've been playing some old games on my Nintendo, like Legend of Zelda and Castlevania. What are your favorites?
Man behind the machine. Oh my gosh, that sounds so much fun. I love video games, and I just know what is up.
My brother and sister
Look
are
at this!
here.
Who's here? Celebrity sighting. Wait, hold on. I just learned you gotta hug this way. That's where the heart is.
Yes, because then you're
Heart
not.
is right there, baby. Right there. Oh, heart to heart. Oh yeah.
I should know that. I work for the Hard Airline.
Yes.
So.
See, now you know. And as they say in G.I. Joe, knowing's half the battle, right?
That's right.
Oh shoot! Did I leave my jacket in the van? I think I did.
We didn't interrupt your sleep or anything, did we?
No, I was podcasting.
Are you still on the phone?
Yeah, I'm off it now.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, but I am recording you guys. So you're gonna see our show tonight or what?
You're making a podcast right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That story never stops.
Of course.
I'm gonna get my jacket.
Yeah, we brought friends this time.
You did. How many people did you bring?
Well, we tried bringing a lot, but yes,
Really, you're gonna bring like a whole like?
How many did you bring?
We ended up with two.
we brought our
See,
two
it's
friends.
about
You're
quality,
the people
not
I was telling
quantity.
you about the anchor chest.
Oh yeah.
I was telling you about it.
Oh yeah, you was talking
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
These
I
are
love it.
friends from when we were little kids. So
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah,
So you get to reminisce together
yeah,
about ye
yeah.
olden days.
yeah,
Well, we
and
do.
scream real loud and sing real loud.
Oh
so.
my god, that's so good.
I brought my hat. I'm not wearing it right now. It's a sailor hat. I'm ready to go.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna
You
go
guys
do a
go for a walk?
walkabout.
Oh,
Where do you
very
think we
good.
should go? Do you want to go like drink or walk the city or? Do you have any plans?
No, we have zero plans.
We're gonna see a cool band tonight.
Yeah, let's get a beer or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the only place I know is the bar.
ease
But if
your,
you don't want to spend money over there, we could like walk
Go to the
about.
bar.
Do you know any other places?
Go to the bar.
No, not really.
Because last time you guys ate at a place when you were out here,
Yeah,
right?
it's down all the way to the ocean though.
It's not that far.
And
Everything's so close. But we can
It was
also,
a cool little place.
I just want to
It
keep
was
it
a cool
open.
little
Like
place.
if you don't want to spend all night at the same place.
It was
but
like a little wine bar
I'm open
place.
for anything.
I don't care.
Let's go to Siren. It's the closest.
All right, siren it is.
All right.
Sound the
It's on my
siren.
wallet. So
We
we're
did
gonna head
come
over
to
there.
the siren.
All right.
See you, radio people.
Yes.
Bye, radio people.
Thank you guys for stopping by
Yeah,
to be
Good to
like
Thanks
unexpected
for-
guests on the
Tony
show.
invite us in on
Jenny,
the podcast.
Kurt,
and,
Tony, Jenny. We had breakfast together last time.
Yeah.
You're basically
I
like
bought his book.
you've been adopted.
I
Yeah,
know.
we have
I
your
know
book.
these wonderful people.
we have your book.
Yes, you do. I saw the great photos.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
God, you guys! I'm so excited that you got that book. Have you
got
been
a second
scribbling in
book
it?
now.
I was
Have you
just
been
I know.
doodling in
I
it?
just saw
I
it.
was just at my mom's house. It's still on her desk. Like,
Oh my God!
there's only like 2 books on her desk.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
There's one of
yeah,
them
because I saw
sitting
your
right
next
there.
one on Instagram or something.
Oh yeah, there's one called Magical Magnet, but that's
Yeah.
just that's all lines. That's just like for like dreams and diaries and epiphanies and stuff like
So
that.
it's
But
blank pages with lines?
I made one. Yes,
Are there
yes, yes.
QR
Adult,
codes?
adult.
Yeah, I think a couple.
Journal.
But then I made one called Sleepwalking Through an Obstacle Course, which is 380 pages, I think. But it's 160 images. It's only AI, but it's like the biggest
So you
size
can
I
only
could
get- it's a
find.
digital
It's
book
like
or online
it's
book or
8.5 by 11.
Your mind must be a magical place.
I'm just like it goes, and I go, okay, I guess we go this way now.
It's so true. That's such
And
a
then
good
it's
analogy.
just a big surprise. I'm like, wait, that. Hold on a second. I didn't overanalyze that one bit. I was
It's
just like,
never a
okay,
dull
what do you
moment
want to do?
with Curt Clendenin. No, Inspirado Projecto. Sorry. There's a
That's
theme
right.
song. You want to hear it? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Inspirado Projecto. Yes.
I tried to harmonize. It was like
Nice.
medium.
Yeah.
It's better when there's 3 parts.
The beginning of a
Yeah.
commercial.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
That was actually more in harmony than we've done.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
usually like
Yeah.
half steps.
Yeah, because then someone from over there will like hear it, and then they'll step in and they'll start. Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
nail it.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes someone like over there will hear it, and then they'll come over there and be like, Inspirado. You know, they're trying to like get up there, and the other guys are like, Inspirado. So it's so funny. It's so great.
Awesome. We're still recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
gonna be.
It never
This
stops.
is for the future. These are archives.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some editing on that for sure.
You do. I've heard your podcast.
perfect.
You do some good editing.
You guys
It's
are
very clean.
perfect with what you've done. You played your characters well.
It's true.
You're
Thanks for
perfect at
inviting
playing
me.
your characters. Let's be honest.
I get invited on a lot of podcasts, so
You do. Oh, that's
He's a
great.
pilot for Southwest.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
we
awesome.
talk a lot about flying and
Oh, that's good.
That is
Seeing the
completely
world from
false.
above.
How many corkscrews have you done?
only a few in the 737, but
cool.
What?
But-
Your passengers must have crazy.
Oh my
time.
God.
yeah, we just cause a little bit of turbulence at Southwest. You know, we do it a little differently there. I've done a little bit.
Do you have to send a waiver
But
now
not
that
in
you
a-
mentioned you work at Southwest and you're a pilot for them? You have to,
But
like,
you know, we could
No.
pretend he has an alias, and then it's just
They don't care.
a.
They didn't say my name.
Okay, you're right.
That's always the fun thing about the
George
audios,
Stafford.
that everybody can just
That's
be
right.
like
Bob Jones.
as if they're just a character. Bob Jones works for
Yes.
Southwest.
Bob Jones.
Yeah. Blame it on Bob Jones.
That's right.
We're gonna go with the Siren. You want to come?
Maybe I still have to finish up my last little piece of what I was saying.
Okay.
But this is a good.
We gave
I
you
love
some
what you guys
fodder,
did.
so
Thank
that-
you. Adding
Little,
fuel to the fire.
Yeah, little transition.
Adding solder to the fodder.
Yeah. So gone. He cracks himself up.
I do all the time. I'm
very-
like Humpty Dumpty, baby. Ah!
Don't make a mess, please.
That's right. That's right.
I can't put you back together again like last time.
That's right.
Well, I have help this time, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're the one that gets broken.
yeah,
Right.
twice.
You're the one who gets broken. The yoke. He carries the yoke.
Luckily, no blood has spilled. So
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
I think I'm getting. Somebody was commenting last night when I stood on the bar. I was like, when somebody was holding my ankle so that to hold. They thought that was going to hold me steady, like to keep me from tripping.
Right.
But
like
actually,
a,
you know, like when
a
you lose.
patron, like a person.
No, somebody from our crew.
Oh.
But you know how like if you feel like you're gonna get you've lost your balance. And
You need to move.
You need to
Yeah.
readjust your step. But I'm telling
Yeah.
you, at the end of the show, I kind of like I think I was not too.
But
nice
they had
to
you
John.
locked in.
But I said, hey, don't ever grab my ankle again, because it made me want to like.
Yeah,
feel
just
I'm
make
gonna
sure I don't fall.
even more.
Catch me if I fall.
Yeah. So I'll catch myself, but just like be there as a trampoline to catch me if I fall. Yeah, so I'm a little more reticent about when I stand on
I'm
places.
pretty
'cause
sure they did not want to be a trampoline. That
I
was the issue.
think I have. Yeah, I think I have.
I'd rather do this than get fallen on.
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen more if he grabs my ankle. I feel like I have PTSD.
It's funny though, if you examine photos where like people take pictures of him up on the up on the tables and everything, you'll see like people so concentrated and like holding the table together, like while they're looking up
that's
at him, like
okay.
they're holding the table, they're like holding things still, they're like, oh, you know, moving glasses out of the way. It's so cool.
That only happens
like the whole
at those
team rushes
older
in.
jazz clubs. Like we played at the Coach House, and that club's been there since what, 1930, 40 or something like
Oh,
that.
they were saying the table was a while.
Yeah, the tables are the legs fold up. So the first time we played there, I just ran. I didn't tell the staff, but I like randomly would stand on any table, and they told me because we played there 2 nights, and they said after the first night, they're like, you can't do that. These are the only tables you can go on, because I didn't realize.
Well,
luckily,
that's good.
Luckily, the first I saw out of the corner of my eye, they were like rushing, like you said, to the table to
Yeah.
hold it, and I didn't realize it was. So fortunately, nobody got hurt.
Whoa.
But they were like, this one's connected to the wall, this one's connected to the wall, and but yeah, those videos.
That's
you
good
have,
that they gave you those pointers.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Because I saw very serious, like someone was very concentrated. They're really holding the table together while he was up there. It was great. It reminded me of like when you see, what was that, World War II or something? That thing where they're like moving the flag up. You know, it was like one of those things.
Very serious.
Yeah, dude, they're all like, let's get that flag
it's
up.
sacred ground.
Totally not
It was sacred ground.
Totally not the same thing. They just don't want to be sued.
It
And
looks
they know
like
how
it.
much of an idiot I am. I'll just
Yeah, they're probably a worker.
Yeah.
They're like, oh
They
shit,
heard about
Yeah.
I own
Your
this place.
reputation is already going.
We don't want a lawsuit on our hands, or the ambulance to come. That's not a good look. Like when we played at the Gas Lamp in Long Beach, and the fire department came and shut it down because it was over capacity.
Oh, yeah,
really?
Yeah, that was not a good look on them. Yeah.
Oh.
They were just trying to pack people in. You know, it wasn't our fault.
The owner
That
was.
so many
They
people
stopped
wanted
in
to be
the
in
middle
there.
of the show?
Yeah, I don't know if it was an audience member or
They
something.
like it went for an hour, and then they said, okay, we got to
We're
shut
good
it
to go?
down. Yeah, they're like, okay,
They
you're so
shut
too
it down
packed in
because
here.
the owner oversold and kept letting people in even though it was to capacity. And
Where was this at?
in Long Beach at the Gas Lamp.
Oh yeah, gas lamp.
And I'm not sure if it was a neighborhood person, a neighbor, or a patron that called it that was
Or the
uncomfortable
club
with
down the street.
Get property.
Oh right. That's
Club
unfair.
owners
You
thought,
got so
shut
many
those
people
guys
over there."
down.
Yeah, yeah.
That money. I wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah,
hear.
exactly.
Can we bring in the water? Do you guys want
Exactly.
some water or anything? We got a bottle of
Nah.
water.
We'll get it. Well, I have some in my room, actually. I brought my bottle of water.
Let's get hydrated at the bar.
All right, let's go. All right, thanks for having us.
Get
on the
hydrated,
podcast.
fuzzballs. Get hydrated. Bye. Take care. Thanks for being unexpected guests on the
Did you
podcast.
see we almost got a view of the rock? Go in the patio.
I will be staring at it. I see it.
Share that on the podcast.
I will. I'll share that
I'm gonna
visual.
be back here just so you know in like 40 minutes.
I love it. That sounds
I'm gonna
perfect.
doodly-doo.
I love it. Okay, bye, you guys. That was great. So, man behind the machine, I'm a little reluctant to get video games these days, just because I love playing them so much. Now, Emily Morganti does send me games to review for the podcast, and I give myself just like a strict okay 1 hour. I set the timer so I don't get crazy. Because you're playing in these worlds and you're in the world, you're having fun. One called Sam & Max Beyond Space and Time, and so that's the one I'm working on now. And once I finish that, then I'll be doing a review of that. That's a PC game, but I haven't gotten any new stuff besides that. Just because, like I said, I'm worried about just going deep down that rabbit hole, especially those big worlds like Grand Theft Auto or Skyrim, stuff like that, where you're going, whoa, I just want to live in this place. I can only imagine what that's like when you do VR. That's another reason why I haven't gotten a VR headset yet, because I'm just way too tempted to get it and go into those worlds. I mean, they're beautiful. I remember playing Ocarina of Time you brought up Zelda. I loved Zelda growing up. The Game Boy version too. There was Ocarina of Time and the Mask of Majora, I think. These were Nintendo 64 games, and I loved them. Exploring that land, just so good. But in terms of things that I want, I don't know. It's so funny. I really don't want stuff. I guess, food, way to pay for the bills. What do I want? Making stuff. I want to be making stuff all the time. I get restless if I'm not making things, if I'm not creating. So, if I'm not creating, then I'm reading something. If I'm not reading something, then I'm writing something. If I'm not writing something, I'm on maybe TikTok making a video. If I'm not on there, then I'm recording the podcast. If I'm not on the podcast, then I'm returning emails. If I'm not returning emails, then I'm playing the guitar or the keyboard. If I'm not doing that, then I'm I gotta make stuff. That's all there is to it. These are my little babies. They're like, please, please, please. And you hear the little knocks, little, please, please, please. So hopefully that explains it. And thank you for calling in, Man Behind the Machine. This goes for any of you folks. If you're listening and you want to be included in the show, please, you can call the hotline, 561-203-9179. You can call the hotline. I'll feature it on here. Or if you have Anchor, leave me a message, and I'll put it up here for you, just like Man Behind the Machine did and Maria did. So, anyway, back to the show.
Hi, this is Steve Peters, and you're listening to Inspirado Projecto.
It's a facepalm, a balm of calm, like a napalm bomb. It's a facepalm, crumbly malm of loamy alms. And how soon do you think you to do it again? It's a facepalm, here it come, alms playing Brahms and prom. And how soon do you think you to do it again? Have the Holmes from Guam to the cable comes. Are the Rom diatoms glom in their moms? It's a facepalm, the book of psalms and rhymes and rhymes. And how soon do you think you'll do it again?